So see, in yesterday's lecture and before that, what we have done, we have defined what are complex numbers, and you have seen how to write the polar form of the complex number or exponential form of the complex number. Then we have seen a function from C to C, where C denotes your complex plane. Okay, and then we saw about limits, continuity, and differentiability of complex valued function of a complex variable. And then we had a stronger concept, which was analyticity. So we had defined yesterday what is an analytic function. So I'll continue from there. What is an analytic function? And before that, we have also seen that if a function is differentiable at a point z naught, if a function f of z is differentiable at z is equal to z naught, which is x naught plus iota y naught, and your function is u plus iota v, where u and v, they are the functions of x and y, then CR conditions are satisfied at that point. At that point, so it means that ux, the partial derivative of u with respect to x at the point x naught comma y naught, will be equal to vy, that is partial derivative of v with respect to y at the point x naught comma y naught, and uy, that is the partial derivative of u with respect to y at the point x naught comma y naught, is equal to minus vx, that is partial derivative of v with respect to x naught comma y naught. Okay, so differentiability implies that CR conditions will be satisfied, but converse is not true. Okay, so it means that if CR conditions are satisfied at a point, CR conditions satisfied at a point at x naught comma y naught does not imply that function is differentiable at that point. I have given you an example yesterday. But we have this condition that if CR conditions are satisfied plus u, all the partial derivatives, ux, uy, vx, vy, they are continuous at that point, then it implies that f is differentiable at that point. So this condition we had not discussed yesterday, but you should remember this thing, that CR conditions plus an extra condition of continuity on the partial derivatives, that implies that function is differentiable at that point. Is that okay? So this theory is clear to everybody, that differentiability at a point z naught implies that CR conditions will be satisfied, but converse is not true. We have seen the example yesterday. But CR conditions plus the continuity of partial derivatives at a point implies differentiability of the function at that point. Is this thing clear to everybody? Anybody having doubt in this theory?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let us come to analyticity. So let me again tell you the definition. Analytic function is the one, we say that a function is analytic at a point z naught. Fz is said to be analytic at a point z naught at z is equal to z naught if it is differentiable on z naught, at z naught, as well as in a neighborhood of z naught. Now, what is a neighborhood? Neighborhood is the literal meaning that you have z naught. You can just draw a small disk around z naught. So your function should be differentiable everywhere inside this disk. This disk can be as small. Like, there is no restriction on the size of disk, but it can be very small also. But at least there should be one disk in which your function is completely differentiable, that differentiable at every point. Okay. So we had seen yesterday this example that you have a function f of z is equal to z square. This is differentiable everywhere, so it is analytic everywhere. Why? Because you take any point in the complex plane, you can always find a disk around that point where function is differentiable. So it is analytic everywhere. And then we had an example where f of z was equal to z real of z. and we saw that this function is differentiable only at z is equal to 0. So this function is differentiable only at z is equal to 0. Okay, so it cannot be analytic anywhere. Why? Because the only point it is differentiable at is this z is equal to 0. So you cannot find a neighborhood of 0 where your function is differentiable. So this function is this is analytic nowhere. Okay, so I'll do one more example and then we can go to the next concept. So your problem is you are given a function f of z is equal to 1 upon z minus 1. Show that this function is analytic at 1 plus iota. Show that this function is analytic at z is equal to 1 plus iota, right? So for analyticity, you have to look for differentiability, and for differentiability, you have to look for CR conditions. For that, you need to separate the real and imaginary part of your function. So your first step will be always you will write z as x plus iota y. So this will be x plus iota y minus 1. So this is equal to x minus 1 plus iota y. So you can multiply with x minus 1 minus iota y and you can divide. So this is your real part is x minus 1 upon x minus 1 square plus y square, and imaginary part is minus y upon x minus 1 square plus y square, right? So this is your u, this is your v. Okay, now you compute ux, uy, vx and vy. I'll just write down. You can compute, you can find the derivatives. Ux stands for partial derivative with respect to x. So this is y square minus x minus 1 square upon y square plus x minus 1 square ka square. And uy will be equal to minus 2y x minus 1 upon y square plus x minus 1 square whole square. And vx you compute it will be 2y x minus 1 upon x minus 1 square plus y square whole square. And vy will be equal to y square minus x minus 1 square upon x minus 1 square plus y square whole square. Now you can clearly see that this ux is equal to vy and this uy is equal to minus vx. Okay, so from here you can see that ux is equal to vy and uy is equal to minus Vx. Except at which point? Can you tell me? Anybody? What is the problematic point? You see, denominator should not be 0. So if you have x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0, you have a problem. So you have this condition satisfied everywhere except at this point, and also ux, uy, vx and vy are continuous. Therefore, this function is differentiable everywhere except at x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, which is 1 plus 0 iota. So this function is differentiable everywhere in your complex plane if you plot, except at this point 1 comma 0, which is here. Okay, now in the question you have to prove this is analytic at the point 1 plus iota. 1 plus iota is here, and this function is not differentiable only at this point. So you can always find a small neighborhood of 1 plus iota such that your function is differentiable everywhere in this neighborhood. Okay, so therefore we can for sure find a small neighborhood of the point 1 plus iota in which f of z is differentiable. Therefore, fz is analytic at z is equal to 1 plus iota. So this is how you have to do these problems. So if you look at your tutorial sheets, because I think you will not have a tutorial class for this sheet, so we will be covering this in the class itself. So if you look at your tutorial sheet, your first question is for writing, you are given a complex number, you have to write its polar form. We have already done that. Second question is on limits. That also we have done. And third question is on CR conditions. That also we have done. Okay. And the next question is on analyticity, which we have just done. Okay.
Ma'am, can you please scroll up a bit? Right.
Yeah, sure, beta.
Ma'am,
Where?
Ma'am,
Yes,
okay,
beta.
okay.
ma'am, for the differentiable of the fz, the all four conditions must be continuous.
Yes, yes, beta. This
Uh,
condition should be satisfied, plus all the 4 partial derivatives should be continuous.
Ma'am,
That leads to that
uh,
function is differentiable at that point. Yes, beta.
if any one of it is not continuous, then it is not differentiable.
No, you cannot say anything then.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Ma'am, thoda
Then
सा
you
और
have to
होता है.
check by definition. Yeah. Okay, beta. Where?
Yes, ma'am.
If you get that CR conditions are satisfied, but you don't have continuity of partial derivatives, then you have to by definition check the differentiability. Okay, beta.
And मैम वो
I told you.
लास्ट पार्ट करवाना वो एनालिटिक वाला एनालिटिक वाला करवाना वो लास्ट पार्ट.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll explain it. Okay, noted, beta. Are you still noting?
Noted, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. You see, beta, what I am saying here is your function, what we concluded from CR conditions is that function is differentiable everywhere except at this point 1 plus 0 iota. Okay, so it means that in the complex plane, our function is differentiable everywhere except at this point, right? Now, in the question, you are asked to prove that the function is analytic at this point 1 plus iota. So, what is the definition of analyticity? That you should get a small neighborhood of your point in which the function is differentiable. Now we prove that function is differentiable everywhere except at this point. So it means that we can for sure get a small neighborhood of 1 plus iota, okay, where your function is differentiable everywhere. Therefore, it is analytic at 1 plus iota. Got it? Okay. So let us move on to the next concept. So the next concept is harmonic functions. So what are harmonic functions? Harmonic function, a function, say u is a function of x and y. You have a function of 2 variable is said to be harmonic if partial derivative of u with respect to x twice plus partial derivative of u with respect to y twice is equal to 0. So this equation is called Laplace equation. So if your function satisfies Laplace equation, then you say that your function is harmonic. Is the definition clear? If you have a function which satisfies Laplace equation, then you say that the function is harmonic. For example, I give you uxy equals to 3x square y minus y cube plus 4. Okay. If you compute ux, that will be 6xy. Uxx will be 6y, Vx will be minus 3y square, and Vxx will be minus 6y. So if you add, sorry, not I'm sorry. So this is Uy is equal to minus 3y square and Uyy is minus 6y. So if you add Uxx plus Uyy is equal to 0. So this function satisfies this Laplace equation. Therefore, this is a harmonic function. Definition clear? Okay. Now, what is the relation of harmonic function with complex variable, complex valued function of complex variables? So, we have this result that if f of z is equal to u plus iota v is analytic, if you have a function which is analytic in a domain, say D, then both u and v are harmonic in domain D. Okay. So it is very easy to prove. How? Because if f of z is analytic, f of z is equal to u plus iota v. So analyticity means differentiability, which means CR conditions are satisfied. So if CR conditions are satisfied, it means that ux is equal to Vy and Uy is equal to minus Vx. So now you compute Uxx, that will be equal to Vyx. And if you compute Uyy, that will be minus Vxy. Okay, and you assume that Vxy is equal to Vyx. We are assuming well-behaved functions. So this is equal to minus Vyx. So just add them, you'll get Uxx plus Uyy equal to 0. Similarly, you will get Vxx plus Vyy equals to 0. Okay, so whenever you have an analytic function in a domain D, both the components of your analytic function u and v, they will be harmonic. And we say that in this situation, we say that u is harmonic conjugate of v, harmonic conjugate of v, and vice versa. Okay, so you say that u is harmonic conjugate of v and v is harmonic conjugate of u. Is that okay?
Ma'am, can you explain harmonic?
Yeah.
Okay.
A function, you have a function of two variables x and y. You say that this function is harmonic if it satisfies this equation. This equation is Laplace equation. So you should have uxx plus uyy equal to 0. If this is so, then you say that your function is harmonic. For example, look at this function 3x square y minus y cube plus 4. Here uxx plus uyy is equal to 0. So it means that this function is harmonic. Clear? Definition is clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the result says that if you have a function which is analytic, okay, your function, complex valued function is analytic, then both u and v, they are harmonic. Okay, this comes from CR conditions. And we say that u is harmonic conjugate of v and v is harmonic conjugate of u. Is that thing clear, beta? Okay, so you will have this type of questions. If you look at your tutorial question number 5, show that the following functions, show that the function uxy equal to 2xy plus 2x is harmonic.
Ma'am,
And yes, beta.
ma'am, can you please explain harmonic conjugate?
Yeah, I will tell you again in this problem. And find its harmonic conjugate. And construct the corresponding analytic function. So this is the problem statement. So let me do one by one. First of all, you need to show that this function is harmonic. This part. You have to show this function is harmonic. So what you will do, you have u is equal to 2xy plus 2x. You will compute ux, that is equal to 2y plus 2. You will compute uxx, that will be equal to 0. And then you will compute uy, that will be equal to 2x plus 0. So you will compute uyy, which is 0. So uxx plus uyy is 0. So u satisfies this equation. Therefore, u satisfies the Laplace equation and hence harmonic. Anybody having any doubt till here? That whenever you have a function which satisfies Laplace equation, you say that that function is harmonic. So first part is done. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of second part? Find its harmonic conjugate. So we are saying that if you have a function, uxy, which is harmonic, then you can find another function vxy, which also is harmonic, and u plus iota v, a new function which you will which is a complex valued function, is analytic. Because I just told you that whenever this u plus iota v is analytic, then u and v are harmonic, and we say that V is harmonic conjugate of U. So now the question is, you have to find harmonic conjugate of U. Is that thing clear, beta? So if U plus iota V is analytic function, then U and V both are harmonic, and we say that U is harmonic conjugate of V and V is harmonic conjugate of U. Now how to find it? So here you see, because this is analytic, therefore CR conditions are satisfied. Therefore, Ux is equal to Vy and Uy is equal to minus Vx. So here we have computed Ux already. So you have Ux is 2y plus 2 is equal to V, because V is what we have to find. And Uy, which is equal to 2x, is equal to minus Vx. So what you get from here, now you can integrate it with respect to y. Integrate with respect to y. Can you tell me what you will get? So if you integrate with respect to y, Vy, that is the derivative of V with respect to y. So you will get V. On the right hand side, what you will get? You will get 2y square by 2 plus 2y plus a constant of integration. Can you tell me what will be the constant of integration here? Now, because everything is, you are integrating with respect to y, so the constant of integration will be a function of x. Is that thing clear? Yes or no? Because if you partially
Ma'am.
differentiate this with respect to, yes, beta. You see, if you partially
ma'am,
differentiate
जैसे-
it with respect to, yes, beta. Please speak.
Ma'am, I am audible?
Yeah, now you're audible, beta. Tell me. Not
Ma'am,
audible.
when
beta.
we write harmonic,
Now say again, beta. You're not audible to me.
मैम इसमें
Am
मैम
I audible?
हार्मोनिक लिखेंगे तो
Harmonic?
यस यू आर ऑडिबल। मैम हार्मोनिक लिखेंगे तो मैम उसके बाद एनालिटिक क्यों लिखेंगे? एंड एफ जेड इज एनालिटिक। हार्मोनिक की तो कंडीशन सेटिस्फाइड होगी तो एनालिटिक क्यों लिखा
No,
वहाँ
no, no,
पर एंड के बाद?
Yeah, okay, beta. So what I am saying is, you see, there is one concept of harmonic function. So you have U a harmonic function. Okay, nothing with analyticity till now. So I am saying is, this is a separate concept. So I am saying is, if fz is analytic, then U and V are harmonic. You can prove it. Okay. If fz is analytic, then U and V are harmonic. We say that U is harmonic conjugate of V and V is harmonic conjugate of U. Clear? Is that okay, beta? Yes.
Okay, मैम।
Okay. So here I'm saying is, U is given. U is a given which is harmonic. I have to find another V which is also harmonic such that U plus V is analytic. This is the meaning of harmonic conjugate. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. If you want me to explain again, I can do that. What I am saying is, okay, let me explain again, beta. So I'm saying is, if f of z, U plus iota V is analytic, then U and V are harmonic. Okay? U is called harmonic conjugate of V and V is called harmonic conjugate of U. Okay, now here you see, you have to find out harmonic conjugate of this U. U is given and you have to find out its harmonic conjugate. So what we are doing, we are trying to find out a harmonic function V such that U plus iota V is analytic. So if U plus iota V is analytic, means CR conditions will be satisfied. So I need to find this V. So I will write Ux is my 2y plus 2 and Uy is 2x. So from this information, I need to extract V. So I'm just integrating with respect to y. So if I integrate it with respect to y, So what I will get 2y square by 2. For 2, I'll get 2y plus constant of integration, because we are partially differentiating with respect to y. So constant of integration will be gx here. Okay. So we have v is equal to y square plus 2y plus gx. Now I need to find what is this gx. So for that, I will use this information. So I'll differentiate partially with respect to x. So what you will get, vx is equal to, this is 0, this is 0, this is g dash x. So now from here, vx is minus 2x. So your g dash x is minus 2x. So g of x will be minus x square. Okay. So it is your choice if you want to put a constant of integration or not. Okay. Now because this is the total derivative, so it will be a constant. So what you will get, that your v is equal to y square plus 2y plus gx is minus x square. Plus constant of integration you can always skip. Therefore, required harmonic conjugate is y square plus 2y minus x square, and corresponding analytic function is u plus iota v. So your u was 2xy plus 2x plus iota v is your y square plus 2y minus x square. Is that okay? So this is your answer. This is the final analytic function. Is that thing clear to everybody? So this is how you find out the harmonic conjugates for a given function. So question number 5, you have to do from your tutorial sheet, question number 5, which is based on this concept of finding the harmonic conjugates. Okay, then we have the last thing. Last part is you have some functions, complex valued functions, some important complex valued functions. So we have, first of all, e raised to power z. We will define e raised to power z, exponential function. So this is e raised to power x plus iota y. So this is defined as e raised to power x into e raised to power iota y. This is e raised to power x into cos y plus iota sin y. Okay, so this is how your complex valued function e raised to power z is defined. And also note that this function is periodic. You can very easily see because cos y and sin y are periodic. So this function is also periodic. Yes, beta? Anybody having doubt? With period 2 pi iota. How? If I take e raised to power z plus 2 pi iota, so this will be e raised to power z into e raised to power 2 pi iota. Now what is e raised to power 2 pi iota? E raised to power iota theta is cos theta plus iota sin theta. So this will be e raised to power z cos 2 pi plus iota sin 2 pi. So this is e raised to power z 1 plus 0 iota. So this is e raised to power z. So you get that e raised to power z plus 2 pi iota is equal to e raised to power z. So you have to remember that e raised to power z is a periodic function with period 2 pi iota. Okay. Then you have this function sin z. Sin z is defined. Now you have sin x. You know how this function is defined. This you define that you make a right angle triangle, right? So if you want to define this sin x, this angle will be sin. This angle will be x. So perpendicular upon hypotenuse will be your sin x. But here now z is a complex number, so you cannot have an angle which is major, z. So how this function is defined? So I can tell you. You see, we already know that e raised to power iota x is cos x plus iota sin x. So e raised to power minus iota x will be cos x minus iota sin x. So if I add them, I'll get cos x is e raised by 2, and if I subtract them, I'll get Sine x is e raised to power iota x minus e raised to power minus iota x upon 2 iota. Okay. So from the definition of cos x and sin x, we have a similar definition for cos z, which is e raised to power iota z plus e raised to power minus iota z by 2. And we have a similar definition of sin z, which is e raised to power iota z minus e raised to power minus iota z upon 2 iota. Okay, so this is how the function sin z and cos z are defined. So this is the definition of the function. Okay, so these are the definitions of sin z and cos z. Okay, and you can very easily check that these functions are periodic. Cos z is periodic with period 2 pi, and sin z is periodic with period 2 pi. Okay, so for this verification, you can just put here cos of z plus 2 pi. What you will get? This is e raised to power iota z plus 2 pi plus e raised to power minus iota z plus 2 pi upon 2. So this is e raised to power iota z e raised to power 2 pi iota plus e raised to power minus iota z e raised to power 2 pi iota upon 2. So this is 1, this is 1. So you'll get this is equal to e raised to power iota z plus e raised to power minus iota z by 2, which again is equal to cos z. So cos z and sin z, similarly you can prove that sin z is also periodic with period 2 pi. Okay, so we have three functions. You have three functions: e raised to power z, sin z, cos z. It is periodic with period 2 pi iota, and it is periodic with period 2 pi. It is periodic with period 2 pi. Okay, now we can compute the zeros. Zeros means when this function is 0. So if you compute the 0 of e raised to power z, so you want e raised to power z 0, so you can write it as e raised to power x
Can you
into e
scroll
raised.
up?
Yeah, beta. Where?
Yes, ma'am, it's done now.
Done, beta? I'm sorry
Yes,
for
ma'am.
being passed today. Actually, today is the last lecture. Okay, beta? So, but I will take your doubts. Don't worry. So, e raised to power z equal to 0. So, this is e raised to power x, e raised to power iota y equal to 0. Now, can you tell me e raised to power x is ever 0 or not?
No, ma'am.
E raised to power x is ever 0? No, this function is never 0 because this is now x is real. So this is never 0. So what you get, this implies e raised to power iota y is 0. So this is cos y plus iota sin y 0. So can you tell me a angle where both sine and cos are 0? No, no such y. So e raised to power z is never 0. So this function has no zeros. Is that okay? And then if you look at sin z, if you want sin z to be 0, so sin z 0 means by definition e raised to power iota z minus e raised to power minus iota z upon 2 iota equal to 0. So this gives you e raised to power iota z is equal to e raised to power iota z is equal to e raised to power minus iota z. Okay, so you can bring it here in the denominator. So it will be e raised to power 2 iota z is equal to 1. Okay, so what is this is e raised to power 2 iota z. So I can write 1 as e raised to power 2n pi iota. Can I do this? Because this will be cos 2n pi plus iota sin 2n pi. So this sin 2n pi is 0 and this is 1. So I can write 1 as e raised to power 2n pi iota. So from here 2iz is equal to 2n pi iota. So iota will cancel, 2 and 2 will cancel. So z is equal to n pi. So sine will be 0 when z is n pi. So this is same as sin x. Sin x is also 0 on horizontal axis. This is nothing but horizontal axis. That is equal to n pi. Similarly, you can find the zeros of cos z. This will be z is equal to n plus half pi. which is the vertical axis. Okay, so you can do similarly cos z0. You'll put the definition, which is e raised power iota z plus e raised power minus iota z by 2 0. Okay, from here you will get the value of z as n plus 1 by 2 pi. Okay, so these are the three functions which you should remember, which is e raised power z, sin z, cos z. You have to remember their periods also, and you have to remember their zeros also. Okay, and
Ma'am,
then
we scroll down.
yeah, sure, beta. Here,
Yeah, that's it, ma'am. Thank you.
okay. Now you have two problems in your tutorial sheet, question 6 and question 7. So question 6 and 7, let me do 7 first. The question is find the period and all the zeros of, say, sine iota z plus 2. This is your question, right? Now you see, we know that for zeros, you should have iota z plus 2. This equal to n pi. Okay, because we have just seen that this is the period of, this is the zero of sine z. So this quantity should be equal to n pi, where n is integer. So from here you'll get z is equal to n pi minus 2 divided by iota. So your z is minus n pi iota plus 2 iota. So this is all the zeros of this function. Okay, so this is all the zeros of this function. Is this in clear, beta? Is this in clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now for the period, how to find period? So what you will see, for the period, what you will say, let k be the period.
मैम
Yes, beta.
मैम अगर हम जो ये आपने भी क्वेश्चन बोला है कि साइन आफ्टर z प्लस 2, मैम अगर हम इसके जीरो में देखें तो मैम इसके जीरो का रियल पार्ट जीरो है ना?
Sorry, beta. Iska? No, this is not, no, real part is not 0. This function is actually e raised power iota z. This is your z. Iota z plus 2
नो मैम
minus e raised power
z
minus
का
iota. Okay, beta?
मैम मैम z का कह रहा हूँ मैं, z का
A final? No, real part, yeah, because iota, it is minus n pi plus 2 iota, yeah. This is 0 on imaginary axis. So all the zeros are on imaginary axis. Yes. Okay, beta?
Okay, ma'am.
yes मैम.
So for period, what you will do, you will assume that let k be the period. This is your function f of z. So f of z plus k will be equal to sine I z plus k plus 2. So this is equal to sine. What you will do, you will just write like iz plus 2 plus ik. Right? Now you know you want it equal to f of z. For that you want ik to be equal to, we want ik to be equal to 2 pi, because we know that 2 pi is the period of sine. Is that okay? So whatever is this quantity, you will put that equal to 2 pi. So your period is minus 2 pi I. Okay, so period is minus 2 pi I. Is that okay, beta?
yes
Is
मैम.
that okay?
Ma'am, 2 pi
Yes.
by I knew.
Yeah, 2 pi by I, but 1 by I is equal to minus
Okay,
iota. Na?
yes,
You can
yes.
multiply. Okay, you can write like this also. That is your choice. So from here, k is 2 pi by iota. 1 by iota is minus iota. You know, na, 1 by iota, you can multiply with iota.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is iota upon iota square. Iota square is minus 1. Is that okay, beta? So this is how you will find the period and zeros of a given function. And there is one last problem, question 6, which is solve the following equation. Solve the following equation. So let me do one. So you are given e raised power iota z plus 1 plus 2 equals to 0. So how you will solve it? Can you tell me? Anybody? How can you solve it, beta?
Ma'am, ये plus 2 है.
Yeah, plus 2 equals to 0. Anybody? We have to find out the value of z. So what we can do is e raised power iota z plus 1 is
E raised
equal to
power I
minus
pi by
2.
2.
Yes, beta. You can write it as you can write it as 2 minus 1 is e raised power minus 1 is e raised power this is cos pi plus iota sin pi, right? So you can write it as e raised power iota pi. Is that okay? Is this in clear? Minus 1 is equal to e raised power iota pi. Now because this is periodic with period 2 pi iota, so I can write it as e raised power iota pi plus 2n pi. Is that okay, beta? Or you can do like this. From here itself, you can say that I can also write it as cos of 2n pi plus pi plus iota sine 2n pi plus pi. So this is equal to minus 1. So minus 1 is always equal to e raised power iota 2n plus 1 pi. Is that okay? So you can write it as 2 into iota 2n plus 1 pi. Right? Now you can take log. So what you'll get iota z plus 1. Okay, if you take log iota z plus 1 is equal to log 2 plus iota 2n plus 1 pi. Now from here your z will be equal to log 2 minus 1 plus iota 2n plus 1 pi divided by iota. Okay, so your solution will be z is equal to, this will be 2n plus 1 pi, iota and iota will cancel, minus iota log 2 minus 1. Okay, is that okay, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so what I will do now is I will solve this tutorial sheet completely, tutorial 9. Okay, I'll solve each problem and I'll make it as a lecture. This is your lecture 42, I guess, right? So I'll put it as lecture 43 in your playlist. Is that okay? So that you don't have any problem in solving these questions, because we have spent less time on this topic. So I'll solve each problem and I'll post it as lecture 43. Maybe on this weekend or next week I'll do that. Okay, I'll post it.
Okay, ma'am.
मैम कल छुट्टी है?
Yeah, beta. Tomorrow I'm not available, right? So but you can always let me know, because you will get plenty of time for preparation, right? So you can always let me know. We can always arrange an extra class if you have doubt class.
Ma'am,
Okay, beta? So you can tell Arushi, you can let me know, beta, if you want to plan any class. Yes, beta?
Ma'am, tomorrow is holiday only for maths class.
Yeah, for maths class. Otherwise there is no holiday, beta. Okay?
ma'am फिर EST कब होने हैं?
Beta, EST, as of now, we don't have any information, but I think it will be in February, because still we have a batch which is far behind what we are doing. Okay, we have completed our syllabus. There is a batch which was started late. So that is also first year, right? So you like it will be in Feb for sure, not before that.
Ma'am,
Okay, beta?
mid-Feb, mid.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly. So I would not be able to tell you, but I will tell you whenever I'll get to know. Now you tell me, everybody is on WhatsApp. Any student who is not on WhatsApp, I need to know that how I should contact you if I want to give you any information, because there will be no classes.
Ma'am,
What-
WhatsApp पे.
what-
Yeah.
WhatsApp is okay for everybody. Anybody
ma'am.
not comfortable?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
please be
Yes, ma'am, WhatsApp is
always check that group, okay? And you can always let me know about your problems in that group. You can also call me if you have any serious doubts, okay, beta? Okay,
Actually,
because
ma'am,
still, yes, beta.
EST will be online or offline?
But as of now, we are planning offline, but we have not come to any conclusion yet. Okay, so just wait. But we want that at least one
Ma'am,
exam
please
be
ये
offline.
offline ही try करना, ma'am.
Yes, beta, this is what we are trying. We have already conducted offline exams for fourth year students also. And next week we are planning for second year and third year. So after that, we'll be concentrating on first year. But we cannot call everybody and take the examination, right? Because that is not right. So that is what we are doing. We are doing it in shifting. We like one shift and then second shift. So this is what we are doing. Okay, so everybody be prepared for your MSTs. Now your next MST is on 20th, and then after that I think it's on 30th. You will also have a sectional 2. Let me write down. So you will have MST2, MST3. Okay, then you will also have a sessional 2. Okay, so this will give you 50 marks in total, and then your 50 marks will be for EST.
मैम
Also,
Ma'am, also the
मैम जो ये दो
MST we
सेशनल
have.
हुए हैं
एक one at a time, बेटा क्या कह रहे हो?
28 is a holiday according to new list of Thapar.
Yes, ma'am. And we have our MST2 on that day.
Okay, if there is any change, okay, beta. Okay, I'll tell the coordinator about this if it is a holiday. Okay, beta.
again about the EST?
EST, beta. As of now, we don't have any information, but I am sure that. So, but we are trying that it should be offline, but I am not sure because we have not decided anything yet. Okay.
मैम
And also, beta, some students I am saying I could not get their sessional marks. Ritika is there. And I have sent the list on WhatsApp. Please check. And if you have given MST and sessional 1, please tell me in which list your name is there, because I cannot find your names. Which list I have shared on WhatsApp group. Please check it. Everybody check it. If your name is in that list, let me know. Okay? Because I am uploading your marks for MST and sessional. Okay?
मैम
Okay. Yes, beta.
मैम जो ये सेशनल होने हैं दो सेशनल मैम इसमें से मतलब ये दोनों वो इंक्लूड कि फिर इसमें से only
Oh,
एक
both will be included, beta. You see, sessional 1 was of 10 marks. Sessional 2 will also be of 10 marks. And this MST 1, 2, they are of 15 marks, I guess, each. And out of these, we will take best 2. Okay, whatever will be your best. So 30 marks from MST. This will be absolute 10 plus 10. So total 50 marks. Okay.
ओके मैम
मैम एमएसटी के बाद सीधा ही हमारे सेशनल 2 हो जाएंगे.
Yes, beta. There are no classes. I have covered the syllabus. So this is
No,
what
ma'am.
we have.
Like नहीं मैम मतलब जैसे हम लोग के MSTs खत्म हो रहे हैं मैम 30th को तो लाइक
Yes,
मैम
yes.
ESTs मतलब सेशनल 2 उसके बाद मतलब मैम एक हफ्ते के अंदर हो जाएंगे उसके बाद तुरंत क्या?
Yes, be prepared. We will tell you, but obviously we will tell you in advance that when will be your sectional 2.
मैम
Okay,
ऑल्सो मैम लाइक दिस अ रिक्वेस्ट कि मैम अगर ऑनलाइन ही हो जाए ESTs भी क्योंकि मैम ऑफलाइन देना पॉसिबल नहीं बिकॉज ऑनलाइन के लिए डिफरेंट तरीके से पढ़ना पड़ रहा है एंड ऑफलाइन के लिए
but beta, yeah, that
Yes,
is what
ma'am.
we want.
Ma'am,
We
in
want.
fact,
Okay, beta, time is
will
up. I think there will be some next class. So obviously we will try. We will do whatever is best for each of us. Okay, beta, don't worry about that. Okay, but we want you to study for offline exams also. We don't want you to study only for online exams. That is what
Ma'am,
we
but-
मैम अभी हमारे
Ma'am,
पास
but
5
people
सेमेस्टर
like-
और हैं
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, people like me live 300 kilometers away from the
Yeah,
college.
obviously, beta, we
So
will
it
not
won't be
call. You know
feasible
what
for-
we have done for second and third year? We have made centers in Chennai also. Our faculty is going to Chennai. You know that, right? We are not troubling the students. We are taking care of that thing, beta. Be assured that we will not
Ma'am,
trouble
like in
you. Okay,
larger
beta?
states, ma'am, like in larger states, like one center won't be enough. You can't travel to a center which is 100 kilometers away from you. For
Yes,
every
ma'am.
exam.
Ma'am, like there is no center
Yes,
in
sir.
Gurugram where I live.
Okay, beta. So okay, I'll put this point whenever there is a meeting. Okay, beta.
Ma'am,
But
there is no
everything is
center in
written-
Northeast only. I stay in Northeast.
Okay, beta. So I will put all these points. Don't
Ma'am,
worry.
regarding EST, we will be notified 15 days before or not?
Yeah, for sure, beta, for sure. Okay, I think there will be a next class, Gagan, na? Yeah. Okay, beta. Thank you so much. It was very
Yes, ma'am.
nice teaching you all. You were
Ma'am,
very
sir,
kind and you were very sincere students. So be like that. Okay. So whenever you come to campus, maybe we can meet sometimes. Okay, beta.
थैंक यू
For
मैम
sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, beta. Everybody,
Thank you,
please
ma'am.
contact me
you,
for
ma'am.
any
Thank you,
doubts.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Gagan.
Yes,
थैंक यू
Thank you, Gagan, so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Okay.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
Gagan ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, beta.
Thank
All
you,
the best
ma'am.
for your exams and always contact me
Thank
for
you,
any
ma'am.
doubts. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Bye
ma'am.
bye. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.